the man of the moment, Juan Carlos Canas, fastest driver of the first 2 days of the world. Looking really good, a little bit of touch of a fight here. First round didn't really go Juan Carlos' way. Finished a little bit down on the leaderboards, maybe not where we'd hoped to. That being said, it's quite likely that Juan Carlos is able to make it up today. Races up, way up the front straightaway. Wow, that was really close to the pipe there. The amount of drive that car has from Juan Carlos Canas. As you can see, that's a little bit of a wheelie up that uphill. Landing nice on that back step down. That pipe touching him again. Or, to be honest, that's probably the other way around, him touching that pipe again. Canas is pushing his way around the track quite aggressively here. That's what you can do when you have that amount of drive. Running J Concepts A1, we just got an update from Jason Rona here from the press stand that most of the J Concepts guys are running A1 compound, the hardest compound out there, with the double bars. That way they get quite a bit of drive, maybe a little bit better on the tire wear, which is not really an issue in these 10-minute runs, but looking at the big picture. Nice save there from Canas. Almost threw it away there by clicking the pipe. The reaction time, as I've spoken about before, of Juan Carlos Canas is incredible. The amount of corrections he's able to make throughout the lap at different points when he hits those pipes, he's able to still keep that speed up, making tiny mistakes, but also tiny corrections to match that, keeping the car pointing in the right direction at all times. Goes a little bit wide there, throws the car really hard into the corner, as you can see, inside tires up in there at times. Canas is putting in a real nice 3 laps here. That pipe touching the pipe again there for Canas. He really doesn't want to lose any of that inside line. Seems to be those 2 sections where he kind of seems like that's his line, touching the pipe. Canas still going faster on the track. We'll follow him around for one more unless he comes into the pit. Now Canas continues. Real fast at the end of the straight. Canas as well has switched onto the leg stand wing. A lot of these guys running the injection molded wings all throughout this year, but this weekend most of these guys seem to be running the leg stand wing instead. Tiny bit lighter, 15 to 20 grams depending on how you cut it. That's going to help you on those high speed stuff when the grip is high. Give you a tiny bit more corner speed, more control of the car. A little bit of a rear end slide there. Slightly jump out on that paved section, but puts it in a good lap. That was Juan Carlos Canas for you. We'll move on to the next driver. Here's one driver we haven't really followed on the track yet. One of the top Americans, Nathan Fuller, driving S-Works Red J Concepts package. Same package as Juan Carlos Canas. Fuller trying something with their engines in the first seating practice, not being happy, missing quite a bit of power, going back to their regular stuff on this one. Seem to be looking pretty smooth. Mason making his way up the front straight. Makes it nicely through. Car looks really balanced actually. Much calmer than that of Juan Carlos Canas, making much less little mistakes. A little bit of a clear high there on the landing of that step down. No fight touch there from Mason. Been talking a lot with Mason and the Fuller team. Never really had any opportunity to test on a track like this, so they've been learning a lot of new stuff and making their way into the setup window they prefer. Canas' car is working quite nice. The front end giving him quite of a sharp looking feel. No diving on this one, which a lot of drivers were struggling with before. Mason making his way to the whoops, jumping out of the whoops with a triple. Not always the fastest line, but if you get it right, it's going to be a bit faster. Mason driving a nice sort of a smooth driving style here. Not as aggressive as Canas by any means. Oh, and there's a little bit of a mistake. Bruno picks him up. We'll pick up another driver. Let's look at the times for a bit. Canas, Pilic, Fuller. As we see, Fuller put in quite a bit of a time. As Ronnefalk goes to the top, let's pick him up. He's at the end of the straight. David Ronnefalk, the fastest driver of the first run today. If I saw that time correctly, that would put him at the top of the second round as well, which would mean that David Ronnefalk could as well be our top seed unless Canas or some of these other guys have something to respond. The X-Ray guys have been really happy with their car so far, running an open tire package, meaning that they can choose the best tire out there. Obviously helping them a bit, but right now there's plenty of drivers running the same tires as they are, so not a straight out advantage by any means. Ronnefalk catching a slower car here. Let's see if he gets by. Gets by nicely. The interesting thing here is if we look at Ronnefalk's car, it doesn't necessarily look that much faster than it is these other guys. That most likely means that he's getting a tiny bit more rotation each time out. He's able to exit the corners faster. He told me earlier on when I had a chat with him that he had been trying some stuff on the rear arm, raising it a bit and then lowering it back. But that got him the fast time to the first one, which he said was a bit still on the edge of what he would prefer. There's a comfortability. I imagine he went back on that change to try to make it more comfortable, but it looks like he didn't lose any of that speed. David looking really fast out there. The amount of drive he gets out of those corners goes rather slow in. That's kind of his style, and exits it almost perfectly every single time, giving you that precious lap time. Here, especially the 180s are those that you really got to get right because there's so many of them. And David going around the track one more time. All right, David putting it in the pits, and let's see the times. Yeah, that's David Ronnefalk with an incredibly fast time, 25.7. Juan Carlos Canas putting in a valiant effort at 25.7 as well, just 300ths of a second behind. Burak Kilic and Johnny Skidmore finishing third and fourth. That being said, if we look at the time from the previous one, much faster. That means Joona Hatanen, for example, he's going to be finishing 11th for the round. That's impressive. That's 12th for the round. Johnny Skidmore, that's going to be probably 11th, if I'm not totally wrong. Mason Fuller, Renault Savoia, Brian Baldo, that could defend, and Robert Battier. Robert having a bit of a tough time today. He was really fast yesterday. But yeah, that's it for day 3 at the Worlds.